performance. I hope it more than meets your expectations, because I think it will. You will see some incredible things going on stage. But you need to feel free to laugh when you want to laugh, and weep when you want to weep. If you wish, have all the emotional responses you want to have, because they'll wait for you, and they'll pick you up when you're done. So I think it's important for you to understand that they're in relationship with you, and how you respond, and how they play to you work together, they solve each other, because that's how the performance is going to be not only good, but great. Okay? I did put a couple of fourth wall things in. I'm sure you'll recognize them. All right. I want to be done because I want the show to start. Thank you for coming. God bless.
I remember Adam, who was upon this fashion, bequeathed me by will, but for 1,000 crowns, and, as thou sayest, charged my brother on his blessings to breed me well. And there begins my sadness. My brother, Jocks, he keeps at school, and report speaks goldenly of his profit. For my part, he keeps me rustically at home, or to speak more properly, stays me here at home unkept. For call you that keeping, for a gentleman of my birth, that differs not from the stalling of an ox? His horses are bred better, for besides that they are fair with their feeding, they are taught their manage, and to that end, riders dearly hired. But I, his brother, gain nothing under him but growth, for which the animals on his dunghills are as much bound to him as I. Besides, this nothing he so plentifully gives me, the something nature gave me, his countenance seems to take from me. He lets me feed with his hinds, bars me the place of a brother, and, as much as in him lies, minds my gentility with my education. This is it, Adam, that grieves me, and the spirit of my father, which I think is within me, begins to mutiny against this servitude. I will no longer endure it, though yet I know no wise remedy to avoid it.
Yonder comes my master, your brother.
Go apart, Adam, and thou shalt hear how he will shake me up.
Now, sir, what make you here?
Nothing. I'm not taught to make anything.
What mar you then, sir?
Marry, sir, I'm helping you mar that which God made, a poor, unworthy brother of yours, with idleness.
Marry, sir, be better employed. Be not wild.
What? Shall I keep your hogs and eat husk with them? What prodigal portion have I spent, that I should come to such penury?
Know you where you are, sir?
Oh, sir, very well, here in your orchard.
Know you before whom, sir?
I, better than him I before knows me, I know you are my eldest brother, and in the gentle condition of blood, you should so know me. The courtesy of nations allows you my better, in that you were the firstborn, but the same tradition does not take away my blood. Were there 20 brothers betwixt us, I have as much of my father in me as you. Albeit I confess, you coming before me is near to his reverence.
What, boy?
Come, elder brother. You are too young in this.
Wilt thou lay hands on me, villain?
I am no villain. not my brother, I would not take this hand from thy throat, till this other have pulled thy tongue for saying so. Thou hast railed on thyself.
Sweet masters, have patience. For thy father's remembrance, me I would cord.
Let me go, I say.
I will not till I please. You shall hear me. My father charged you in his will to give me a good education. You have trained me like a pedant, obscuring and hiding me from all gentlemanlike qualities. The spirit of my father grows strong in me, and I will no longer endure it. Therefore, allow me such exercises as may become a gentleman, or give me the poor lottery my father left me by testament. With that, I will go buy my fortunes.
And what will thou do? Beg when that is spent? Well, sir, get you in. I will not long be troubled with you. You shall have some part of your will. I pray you leave me. Get you with him, you old dog!
Is old dog my reward? Most true. I have lost my teeth in your service. God be with my old master. He would not have spoke such a word.
Is it even so? Begin you to grow upon me? I will visit your rankness, and yet give no 1,000 crowns neither. Dennis? Dennis?
Calls your worship?
Was not Charles, the Duke's wrestler, here to speak with me?
So please you, he is here at the door, and importunes access to you.
Call him in. It will be a good way, and tomorrow the rest of the lease.
Good morrow to your worship.
Good Monsieur Charles. What's the new news at the new court?
There's no news at the court, sir, but the old news. That is to say, the old Duke is banished by his younger brother, the new Duke, and 3 or 4 loving lords have put themselves into voluntary exile with him, whose lands and revenues enrich the new Duke. Therefore he gives them good leave to wander.
Can you tell if Rosalind, the Duke's daughter, be banished with her father?
Oh no, for the Duke's daughter loves her so, being ever from their cradles bred together, that she would have followed her into exile, or have died to stay behind. She is at the court now, and no less beloved of her uncle than his own daughter. And never two ladies loved as they do.
Where will the old Duke live?
They say he is already in the forest of Arden, and many young gentlemen with him. There they live like old Robin Hood of England. They say many young gentlemen flock to him each day and fleet the time carelessly, as they did in the Golden Age.
What? You wrestle tomorrow before the new Duke?
Marry, do I, sir? I came hither to acquaint you with the matter. I am given, sir, secretly to understand, that your younger brother, Orlando, hath the disposition to come in, disguised against me, to try a fall. Tomorrow, sir, I wrestle for my credit, and he that escapes me without some broken limb shall acquit him well. Your brother is but young and tender, and for your sake, I would be loath to foil him, as I must for mine own honor's sake, if he come in. Therefore, I I came to acquaint you with all, that you might either stay him from this intendment, or brook such disgrace, well as he shall run into. That is a thing of his own search, and altogether against my will.
Charles, I thank thee for thy love to me, which thou shalt find I will most kindly requite. I had myself notice of my brother's purpose herein, and have by underhand means labored to dissuade him from it. But he is resolute. I'll tell thee, Charles, it is the stubbornest young fellow of France, full of ambition, an envious emulator of every man's good parts, a secret and villainous contriver against me, his natural brother. Therefore use thy discretion. I had as lief thou didst break his neck as his finger, and thou art best look to it. For if thou dost him any slight disgrace, or if he do not mightily grace himself upon you, he will practice against thee by poison, and trap thee by some treacherous device, and never leave thee till he hath taken thy life by some indirect means or other. For I assure thee, though with tears I speak it, there's not one so young and so villainous this day living. I speak with brotherly of him, but should I anatomize him to be as he is, I must blush and weep. Thou must look pale and wonder.
I am heartily glad I came hither to you. If he come in tomorrow, I'll give him his payment. If ever he go alone again, I'll never wrestle for prize no more. So God keep your worship.
Farewell, good Charles. Now I shall stir this gangster. I hope I shall see an end of him. For my soul. Yet, I know not why. Hates nothing more than he. Yet, he's gentle. Never schooled and yet learned. Full of noble device. Of all sorts enchantingly beloved. Indeed, so much in the heart of the world. Especially in my own people. You best know him. That I am altogether misprized. But it shall not be so long. This wrestler shall clear all. Nothing remains but that I kindle the boy thither, which now go fat.
I pray thee, Rosalind, sweet my coz, be merry.
My dear Celia, I show more mirth than I am mistress of, and would you yet I were merrier? Unless you could teach me to forget a banished father, You must not learn me to remember any extraordinary pleasure.
Herein I see thou lovest me not with the full weight that I love thee. For if my uncle, thy banished father, had banished thy uncle, the Duke my father, so thou hast been still with me, I could have taught my love to take thy father for mine. So wouldst thou, if the truth that thy love to me were so righteously tempered as mine is to thee.
Well, I will forget the condition of my estate to rejoice in yours.
You know, my father hath no child but I, nor none is like to have. And truly, when he dies, thou shalt be his heir. For what he hath taken away from thy father perforce, I will render thee again in affection. By mine honor I will. And when I break that oath, let me turn monster. Therefore, my sweet Rose, my dear Rose, be married.
From henceforth I will come and devise sports. Let me see. What think you of falling in love?
Marry, I prithee do, to make sport withal. But love no man in good earnest, nor no further in sport neither than with safety of a pure blush thou mayest in honor come off again.
Why? What shall be our sport then?
Let us sit and mock the good housewife Fortune from her wheel, that her gifts may henceforth be bestowed equally.
I would we could do so, for her benefits are mightily misplaced, and the bountiful blind woman doth most mistake in the gifts she gives to women.
'Tis true, for though she makes fair, she scarce makes honest. And though she makes honest, she makes very ill-favoredly.
Nay, now there goes from Fortune's office to Nature's. Fortune brings in the gifts of the world, not in the lineaments of nature.
No. When Fortune hath made a fair creature, may she not by Fortune fall into the fire? Though nature hath given us wit to flout at Fortune, hath not Fortune sent in this fool to cut off the argument?
Aye, there is Fortune too hard for nature, when Fortune makes nature's natural, the cutter off of nature's wit.
Peradventure, this is not Fortune's work neither, but nature's, who perceiveth our natural wits too dull to reason of such goddesses, and hath sent in this natural fair whetstone. For always the dullness of the fool is the whetstone of the wits. How now, wit? Whither wander you?
Mistress, you must come away to your father.
Were you made the messenger?
No, by my honor. But I was bid to come for you.
Where learned you that oath, fool?
On a certain night that swore by his honor the pancakes were good, and swore by his honor the mustard was not. Now I'll stand to it. The pancakes were not, and the mustard was good. And yet was the night not forsworn?
How prove you that in the great heap of your knowledge?
Stand you both forth. Stroke your chins, and swear by your beards that I am a knave.
By our beards, if we had them, thou art.
By my knavery, if I had it, then I were. But if you swear by that is not, you are not forsworn. No more was this knight swearing by his honor, for he never had any. Or if he had sworn it all away before ever he saw those pancakes, or that mustard.
Prithee, who is that thou meanest?
One that old Frederick, your father, loves.
My father's love is enough to honor him. Enough. Speak no more of him. He'll be whipped for taxation one of these days.
The more pity that fools may not speak wisely, that wise men do foolishly.
By my troth, thou speakest true. For since the little wit that fools have was silenced, the little foolery that wise men have makes a great show. Here comes Monsieur Lebel,
Oh, with his mouth full of news.
which he will put on us as pigeons feed their young.
Then shall we be newscribes?
All the better, we shall be the more marketable. Bonjour, Monsieur Lebel. What's the news?
Fair princess, you have lost much good sport.
Sport? Of what color?
What color, madam? How shall I answer you?
As wit and fortune will.
Or as the destinies decrease.
Well said. That was laid on with a trowel.
Nay, let me keep not my rank.
Then thou losest thy old smell.
You amaze me, ladies. I would have told you good wrestling which you have lost the sight of.
Yet tell us the manner of the wrestling.
I will tell you the beginning, and if it please your ladyships, you may see the end. For the best is yet to do, and here, where you are, they are coming to perform it.
Well, the beginning that is dead and buried.
There comes an old man and his 3 sons.
I can match this beginning with an old tale.
3 proper young men of excellent growth and presence.
With bills on their necks. Be it known to all men.
By these presents. The eldest of the 3 wrestled with Charles, the Duke's wrestler, which Charles, in a moment, threw him and broke 3 of his ribs, that there is little hope of life. So he served the 2nd, and so the 3rd. Yonder they lie, the poor old man their father making such pitiful dole over them, that all the beholders take his part with weeping. Alas!
But what is the sport, Monsieur, that the ladies have lost?
Why, this that I speak of.
Thus, men may grow wiser every day. But it's the first time ever I heard that breaking of ribs was sport for ladies.
Or I promise thee.
But is there any else longed to see this broken music in his side? Is there yet another dote upon rib breaking? Shall we see this wrestling, cousin?
You must if you stay here, for they are ready to perform it. And here is the place appointed.
Yonder is sure they are coming.
Let us now stay and see it.
Come on, since the youth will not be entreated, his own peril on his forwardness.
Is yonder the man?
Even he, madam.
Alas, he is too young. Yet he looks successfully.
How now, daughter, cousin, are you crept hither to see the wrestling?
Aye, my liege, so please you give us leave.
You will take little delight in it, I can tell you. There are such odds in a man. Pity the challenger's youth. I fain dissuade him, but he will not be entreated. Speak to him, ladies. See if you can move him.
Call him hither, good Monsieur Lebel.
Do so. I will not be by.
Monsieur the Challenger, the princess calls for you.
I attend them with all respect and duty.
Young man, have you challenged Charles the wrestler?
No, fair princess. He is the general's challenge. I come in as strength of mind.
Young gentleman, your spirits are too bold for your years. If you saw yourself with your eyes, or knew yourself with your judgment, the fear of your adventures would come to you. A more equal enterprise. We pray you, for your own sake, to embrace your own safety and give over this attempt. Do, young sir. Let me wish that not we will bring our suit to the Duke that the wrestling might not go forward. I beseech you, punch me not with your hard thoughts, wherein I confess me much guilty to deny so many fair and excellent ladies anything. But what is there I
My friends know wrong, for I have none to lament me. The world, no injury, for in it I have nothing. Only in this world I fill up a place which may be better supplied when I have made it empty.
The little strength that I have, I would it were with me. And mine, eke out hers.
Fare you well. Pray heaven I be deceiving you. Your heart's desire.
Come, where is this young gallant that is so desirous to lie with his mother earth?
Ready, sir, but his will hath in it a more modest working.
You shall try but one ball.
No, I warrant your grace, you shall not entreat him to a second. One that have so mightily persuaded him from the first.
You mean to mock me after? You should not have mocked me before. But come thy ways.
Now Hercules be thy speed, young man. Gentlemen, wear this for me. One out of suit with fortunes that could give more, but that a hand lacks means. Shall we go, cousin?
Aye. Very well, fair gentlemen.
Can I not say I thank you? My better parts are all thrown down. That which here stands up is but a quintain, a mere lifeless block.
He calls us that. My pride fell with my fortunes. I'll ask him what he would. Did you call, sir?
go, cuz?
Heavens. Fare you well. What passion hangs these weights upon my tongue? I cannot speak to her. Yet she urged conference.
Oh, poor Orlando, thou art overthrown, or Charles, or something weaker masters thee.
Good sir, I do in friendship counsel you to leave this place. Albeit you have deserved high commendation, true applause, and love. Yet such is now the Duke's condition, that he misconsiders all that you have done. The Duke is humorous. What he is indeed better suits you to conceive than I to speak.
I thank you, sir. And, pray you, tell me this. Which of the two was daughter of the Duke that was here after wrestling?
Neither his daughter, if we judge by manners, but yet indeed the taller is his daughter. The other is daughter to the banished Duke, here detained by her usurping uncle, to keep his daughter company, whose loves are dearer than the natural bond of sisters. But I can tell you that of late the Duke hath taken displeasure against his gentle niece, grounded upon no other argument but that people praise her for her virtues and pity her for her good father's sake. And on my life, his malice against the lady will suddenly break forth. Sir, fare you well. Hereafter, in a better world than this, I shall desire more love and knowledge of you.
I rest much bound to you. Fare you well. Thus must I, from the smoke into the smother, from tyrant Duke unto a tyrant brother. Oh, but heavenly Rosalind.
Why, cousin? Why, Rosalind? Cupid have mercy. Not a word?
Not one to throw at a dog.
No. Thy words are too precious to be cast away upon curs. Come, throw some of them upon me. Come, lay me with reasons.
Then there were two cousins made up, when the one should be lamed with reason, and the other mad without any.
What is all this for your father?
No. Some of it is for my child's father. Oh, how full of briars is this working day world.
They are but birds, cousin, thrown upon thee in holiday foolery. If we walk not in the trodden paths, our very petticoats will catch them.
I could shake them off my coat. These birds are in my heart.
Hand them away.
I would try, if I could cry hem, and have him.
Come. Wrestle with thy affections.
Oh, they take the part of a better wrestler than myself.
Oh, a good wish upon you. You will try in time, in despite of a fall. But turning these jests out of service, is it possible on such a sudden you should fall into so strong a liking with old Sir Roland's youngest son?
The Duke, my father, loved his father dearly.
By this kind of chase, I should hate him. For my father hated his father dearly. Yet, I hate not Orlando.
No, faith, hate him not for my sake.
Why should I not? Doth he not deserve well?
Let me love him for that. And do you love him? Because I do. Look, here comes the Duke.
With his eyes full of anger.
Mistress, dispatch you with your safest haste, and get you from our court.
Me, uncle?
You, cousin, within these 10 days, if that thou be found so near our public court as 20 miles, thou diest for it.
Let me the knowledge of my fault bear with me, I pray thee. If with myself I hold intelligence, or have acquaintance with mine own desires, if that I do not dream, or be not frantic, as I do trust I am not, then, dear uncle, never so much as in thought unborn did I offend your highness.
Thus do all trades. If their purgation consists in words, they are as innocent as grace itself. Let it suffice thee that I trust thee not.
Yet your mistrust cannot make me a traitor. Tell me whereon the likelihood depends.
Thou art thy father's daughter. There is enough.
So was I, when your highness took his dukedom. So was I, when your highness banished him. Treason is not inherited, my lord. Or, if we did derive it from our friends, what's that to me? My father was no traitor. Then, good my liege, mistake me not so much to think my poverty is treacherous. Dear sovereign, hear me speak.
I, Celia, who stayed here for your sake, else that she with her father ranged along.
I did not then entreat to have her stay. It was your pleasure and your own remorse. I was too young then to value her, but now I know her. If she betrayed her, why, so am I. We still have slept together, rose in an instant, learned, played, eat together, and wheresoever we went, like Juno's swans, still went coupled and inseparable.
She is too subtle for thee, and her smoothness, her very silence, and her patience speak to the people, and they pity her. Thou art a fool. She robs thee of thy name, and that will seem more bright and seem more virtuous when she is gone. Then open not my lips. Firm and irrevocable is my duty, which I have passed upon her. She is banished.
Pronounce that sentence then on me, my liege. I cannot live out of her company.
You are a fool! You, niece, provide yourself. If you outstay the time upon my honor, in the greatness of my word, you die!
Oh, my poor Rosalind! Whither wilt thou go? Wilt thou change fathers? I will give thee mine. I charge thee, be not thou more grieved than I am.
I have more cause.
Thou hast not, cousin. Prithee be cheerful. Knowest thou not the Duke hath banished me, his daughter?
That he hath not.
No, hath not. Rosalind lacks then the love which teacheth thee that thou and I am one. Shall we be sundered? Shall we part, sweet girl? No, let my father seek another heir. Therefore devise with me how we may fly, whither to go, and what to bear with us. And do not seek to take your change upon you, to bear your griefs yourself and leave me out. For by this heaven, now at our sorrows pale, say what thou canst, I'll go along with thee.
Why, whither shall we go?
To seek my uncle in the forest of Arden.
Alas, what danger will it be to us, maids as we are, to travel forth so far? Beauty provoketh thieves sooner than gold.
I'll put myself in some poor and mean attire, and with a kind of umber smirch my face. But like to you, so shall we pass along and never stir assailants.
Were it not better? Because that I am more than common tall. That I did suit me, all points like a man. A gallant curtalax on my thigh, a boar spear in my hand, and in my heart lie there what hidden women's fear their will, without swashing in a martial outside, as many other mannish cowards have that do outface it with their semblances.
What shall I call thee when thou art a man?
I'll have no worse a name than Jove's own page. Therefore, look you call me
Ganymede.
what will you be called?
Something that hath a reference to my state. No longer Celia, but Aliena.
But, cousin, what if we essayed to steal the clownish fool out of thy father's court? Would he not be a comfort to our troubles?
He'll go along o'er the wide world with me. Leave me alone to woo him. Let's away and get our jewels and our wealth together. Devise the fittest time and safest way to hide us from pursuit that will be made after my flight. Now go be content to liberty and not banishment.
So what happened there? Can somebody tell me that?
Orlando, the youngest son of recently deceased Sir Rowland Boys, has been treated harshly by his eldest brother Oliver. Bitter and angry, Orlando challenged the court wrestler Charles to a fight. When Oliver
and brothers in exile. Hath not old custom made this life more sweet than that of painted pomp? Are not these woods more free from peril than the envious court? Here feel we not the penalty of Adam, the season's difference as the icy fang and churlish chiding of the winter's wind, which when it bites and blows upon my body, even till I shrink with cold, I smile and say, this is no flattery. These are the counselors that feelingly persuade me what I am. Sweet are the uses of adversity, which like the toad, ugly and venomous, wears yet a precious jewel in his head. And this our life, free from public haunt, finds tongues in trees, books in running brooks, sermons in stones, and good in everything.
I would not change it. Happy is your grace that can translate the stubbornness of fortune into so quiet and so sweet a style.
Come, shall we go and kill us venison? And yet it irks me. The poor, dappled fools, being native burghers of this desert city, should in their own confines, with forked heads, have their round haunches gored.
Indeed, my lord, the melancholy Jacques grieves at that, and in that kind swears that you do more usurp than Doctor's brother who hath banished you. Today, my lord of Amiens and myself did steal behind him as he lay along, under an oak whose antique roof peeps out upon the brook that brawls along this wood, to the which place a poor sequestered stag, that from the hunter's aim did come to languish. And indeed, my lord, the wretched animal heaved forth such groans that their discharge did stretch his leathern coat almost to bursting, and the big round tears coursed one another down his innocent nose in piteous chase. And thus the hairful, much marked of the melancholy Jacques, sternly struck his verge of the swift brook, augmenting it with tears.
But what said Jacques? Did he not moralize this spectacle?
Oh yes, into 1,000 similes. First for his weeping to the needless stream. Poor dear, quoth he. That makes a testament as worldlings do, giving thy somewhat more to that which had too much. Then being there alone, left in the abandon of his velvet friends. 'Tis right, quoth he. Sweet, 'tis just the fashion, wherefore do you look upon that poor, broken bankrupt there? Anon, a careless herd, full of the pasture, jumps along by him, and never stays to greet him. Aye, quoth Jacques, sweep on, you fat and greasy citizens. 'Tis just the fashion, wherefore do you look upon that poor and broken bankrupt there? Thus, most invectively, he persisted through the body of country, city, court, yea, in of this our life, swearing that we are mere usurpers, tyrants, and what's worse, to fright the animals and kill them up in their assigned and native dwelling place.
And did you leave him in this contemplation?
We did, my lord, weeping and commenting and sobbing dear.
Show me the place. I love to cope him in these sullen fits, for then he's full of matter.
I'll bring you to him straight.
Can it be possible that no man saw them? It cannot be. Some villains of my court would consent and sufferance in this.
I cannot hear of any that did see her. The ladies, her attendants of her chamber, saw her bed, and in the morning early they found the bed untreasured of their mistress.
My lord, the boyish clown at whom so oft your grace was wont to laugh, is also missing. Hesperia, the princess gentlewoman, confesses she secretly bore her, your daughter, and her cousin much commend the parts and graces of the wrestler that did but lately foil the sinewy Charles, and they believe wherever they're gone, that youth is surely in their company.
Send his brother, fetch that gallant hither. If he be absent, bring his brother to me. I'll make him find him. Do this expediently, and let's not search an Inquisition quail to bring against these foolish runaways. Who's there?
My young master. Oh, my sweet master. Oh, my kind master. Oh, you memory of old Sir Roland. Why? What made you here? Why are you so virtuous? Why do people love you? And wherefore are you so gentle, strong, and valiant? Your praise has come too quickly home before you. Know you not, gentle master, to some kind of men their graces serve them but as enemies? No more do yours. Your virtues, gentle master, are sanctified and holy traitors to you. Oh, what a world it is, with what is comely and venoms him that bears it.
Why? What's the matter?
Oh, unhappy youth, come not within this roof. Within these doors, the enemy of all your graces lives. Your brother. No, no brother. Yet the son, yet not the son. I will not call him son. Him I was about to call his father. I have heard your praises, and this night means to burn the lodging where you used that, and you within. If he fail in that, he will have other means to cut you off. I overheard him and his practices. This is no place. This house is but a butchery. Abhor it, fear it, but do not enter it.
Why? Whither, Adam, wouldst thou have me go?
No matter whither, so you come here.
What? Shall I go and beg my food? Or with a base and boisterous sword, to do. Yet this I will not do. Do how I can. I rather was subject to be to the malice of a diverted blood and bloody brother.
But not so! I have 500 crowns. The thrifty hire I saved under your father, which I did store to be my foster nurse, when service should in my old limbs lie lame, and unregarded age in corners thrown. Take that. And he that doth the ravens feed, yea, providentially caters for the sparrow, will be comfort to my age. Here is the gold. All this I give you. Let me be your servant. Though I look old, I am yet strong and lusty. For in my youth, never did I lie hot and rebellious liquors in my blood, nor did not with unbashful forehead woo the means of weakness and debility. Therefore, my age is as a lusty winter, frosty but kindly. Let me go with you. I'll do the service of a younger man in all your business and necessities.
Oh, good old man. How well in me appears the constant service of the antique world. When service, sweat for duty, not for me. Thou art not the fashion of these times, when none will sweat but for promotion, and having that do choke their service up, even with the having. It is not so with thee. But poor old man, thou prunest a rotten tree, which cannot so much as a blossom yield. In league of all thy pains and husbandry. But come thy ways, we'll go together.
Oh, dear.
And ere we have thy youthful ways spent, we'll light upon some settled low content.
Master, go on, and I will follow thee. Yes, with truth and loyalty. From 17 years till now, almost 80 here lived I, but now live here no more. Yet, fortune could not recompense me better than to die well and not my master's debtor.
legs were not weary.
I could find it in my heart to disgrace my man's apparel, to cry like a woman. But I must comfort the weaker vessel, as doublet and hose ought to show itself courageous to petticoat. Therefore, courage, good Eleanor.
I pray you bear with me. I cannot go no further. For my part, I'd rather bear with you than bear you. Yet, if I did bear you, I should bear no cross, for I think you have no money in your purse.
Well, this is the forest of Arden.
I'm in Arden, the more fool's eye. When I was at home, I was in a better place, but travelers must be content.
Aye, be so. Good touchstone. Who comes here? A young man and an old in solemn talk. That is the way to make me forward. Oh, Corin, that thou knewest how I do love her. I partly guess. I don't love her now. No, Corin, being old, thou canst not guess. Though in thy youth thou was as true a lover as ever sighed upon a midnight pillow. But if thy love were ever like to mine, as sure I think did never man love so, how many actions most ridiculous hast thou been drawn to by thy fantasy? Into 1,000. That I have forgotten. Oh, then thou never loved so heartily, if thou rememberest not the slightest folly that ever love made thee run into. Thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not sat, as I do now, wearing the hearer in the mistress's praise, thou hast not loved. Or if thou hast not broke from company abruptly, as my passion now makes me, thou hast not loved. Oh, Phoebe! Phoebe! Phoebe!
Alas, this shepherd's passion is much upon my passion. And mine. I remember when I was in love, I broke my sword upon a stone and bid him take that for coming at night to Jane's smile. And I remember the kissing of her battler that her cow's dugs had knelt. And I remember the wooing of a peace god instead of her, from whom I took 2 cods, giving them her again, saying with weeping tears, wear these for my sake. We that are lovers run into strange capers, but all that is mortal nature. So is nature and love was mortal and folly.
Thou speakest wiser than thou art aware of.
Nay. I shall ne'er beware of mine own wit till I break my shin against it.
Jove, Jove. This shepherd's passion is much upon my fashion.
And mine. But it grows something stale with me.
I pray you, one of you, question yon man. If he will for gold give us any food, I faint almost to death.
Hello, you clown.
He is not thy kinsman. Who calls?
Your betters.
Are they very wretched?
Good even to you, friend. And to you, gentle sir, and to you all. I prithee, shepherd, if not love or gold can in this desert place buy entertainment, bring us where we may rest ourselves and feed. Here's a young maid, with travel much oppressed, and faints for succor. Fair sir, I pity her, and wish for her sake more than for mine own. My fortunes were more able to relieve her. But I am a shepherd to another man. I'm not sure. bound to be are now in sale and at his sheepcote now. And by reason of his absence, there is nothing that you will feed on. But what is? Come see, and in my voice most welcome shall you be. What does he that shall buy this flock and pasture? That young swain that you saw, but erewhile, little cares for buying anything.
I pray you, if it stand with honesty, buy thou the cottage, the pasture, and the flock, and thou shalt have to pay for it of us.
And we will mend thy wages. I like this place, and willingly could waste my time in it.
Assuredly, the thing is to be sold. Go with me. If you like a fond report, a profit, the soil, and this kind of life, I will your very faithful Peter be. And buy it with your gold right suddenly.
Suck the melancholy out of a song as a weasel sucks eggs. Come, sing another stanza. Call you them stanzas?
What you will, Monsieur Jacques.
Nay, I care not for their names. They owe me nothing. Will you sing?
Lord, your request and to please myself.
Well, if ever I thank any man, I shall thank you. But that what they call a compliment is like the encounter of two dog apes. When a man thanks me heartily, I think I have given him a penny and he has rendered me the beggarly thanks. Come, sing, and you that will not hold your tongues.
The Duke will drink under this tree. He hath been all this day to look you.
And I have been all this day to avoid him. He is too disputable for my company. I think of as many matters as he, yet I give heaven thanks and make no boast of them. Come, whoa, come.
Who doth in mission shun, who robs to lit the sun, seeking the food he eats, and pleased with what he gets. Come hither, come hither, come hither. Here shall he see no enemy, but winter and rough weather.
I shall give you a verse. I wrote this note yesterday in despite of my invention.
And I'll sing it.
Thus it goes. If it come to pass that any man turn ass, leaving his life at ease, his stubborn will to please, Dusadame, 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 here shall he see gross fools as he, if he will come to me.
What's that? Dusadame?
'Tis a Greek invocation to call fools into a circle. I'll go sleep if I can, and if not, I'll rail against all the first one.
And I'll go seek the Duke. His banquet is prepared.
Why, how now, Alex? Is there no greater heart in me? Live a little. Comfort a little. Cheer thyself a little. If this uncouth forest yield anything savage, I will either be food for it, or bring it for food to thee. Thy conceit is nearer death than thy powers. For my sake, be comfortable. Hold death alive at arm's end, and I will be here with you presently. And if I bring thee not something to eat, I give thee leave to die. But if thou diest before I come, thou art a mocker of my labor. Well said. Thou speakest surely, and I'll be with thee quickly. Yet thou liest in the weak air. Come, I'll bear you to some shelter, and thou shalt not die for lack of a dinner. They'll have anything in this desert. Cheerily, good Adam.
I think he be transformed into a beast, for I can nowhere find him like a man.
My lord, he's but even now gone hence. Here was he, merry, hearing of a song.
If he, compact of jars, grow musical, we shall have shortly discord in the spheres. Go, seek him out. Tell him I would speak with him.
He saves our labor by his own approach.
Why, how now, good monsieur? What a life is this, that your poor friend must woo your company? What? You look merrily.
A fool, I met a fool in the forest, a motley fool, a miserable world, as I do live by fool. I met a fool, who laid him down and basked him in the sun, and railed on Lady Fortune in good said terms, and yet still a motley fool. Good morrow, fool, quoth I. No, sir, quoth he, call me not fool, till heaven hath sent me fortune. Drawing a dial from his pocket, looking upon it with lackluster eye, he says, very wisely, it is 10 o'clock. Thus we may see, quoth he, how the world wags. It was but 1 hour since it was 9, and an hour more to be 11, and thus from hour to hour we ripen, from hour to hour we rot and rot. And thereby hangs a tale. When I did hear the motley fool thus moral upon the time, my lungs began to trouble it, Chanticleer. That fools should be so deep contemplative, I did laugh, sans intermission, an hour by his dial. Oh, worthy fool, oh, noble fool, motley's the only wear.
What fool is this?
Oh, worthy fool, one Oh, that I were a fool. I am ambitious for a motley coat.
Thou shalt have it.
It is my only suit, provided that you weed your better judgments of all opinions that grow, granting them that I am wise. I must have liberty withal, as large a charter as the wind, to blow upon whom I please, for so fools have. And they that are most gallant with my folly, they the most must laugh. And why, sir, must they so? The wise blame his way to parish church. He who a fool doth very wisely hate doth very foolishly, although he smart not to seem senseless of the fall. If not, the wise man's folly is anatomized, even by the squandering glances of the fool. Invest me in my motley, give me leave to speak my mind, and through I shall cleanse this foul body of the infected world, if they will patiently receive my medicine.
Fie on thee, I can tell what thou wouldst do.
What, pray, counter, would I do but good?
Most mischievous, foul sin in chiding sin. For thou thyself hast been a libertine, as sensual as the brutish sting itself, and all of the embossed sores and headed eagles that thou, with license of free foot, hast caught. Wouldst thou disgorge into the general world?
Why, who cries out on pride that can therein tax any private party? Doth it not flow as hugely as the sea until the very means do ebb? What woman in the city do I name when I say the city woman bears the cost of princes on unworthy shoulders? Who can come in and say that I mean she when one such as herself is her neighbor? Or what is he of basest function that says his bravery is not on my cost, thinking that I mean him, but therein suits his folly to the metal of my speech? Where then? What then? How then? Let me see wherein my tongue hath wronged him. If it do him right, then he hath wronged himself. And if he be free, then my taxing like a wild goose flies unclaimed of any man. But who comes here?
Forbear, and eat no more.
Why, I have eaten none yet.
Nor shalt not till necessity be served.
And what kind should this cup come of?
Art thou thus boldened, man, by thy distress, or else a rude despiser of good manners, that in civility thou seemst so empty?
You touched my vein at first. The thorny point of bare distress hath taken from me the show of smooth civility. Yet am I inland bred and know some nurture? But forbear, I say. He dies that touches any of his fruit, till I and my affairs are answered.
And if you will not be answered with reason, I must die.
What would you have? Your gentleness shall force more than your force move us to gentleness.
I almost died for food. Let me have it.
Sit down and feed, and welcome to our table.
Speak you so gently. Pardon me, I pray you. I thought that all things had been savage here, and therefore put I on the countenance of stern commandment. But whate'er you are that in this desert, inaccessible, under the shade of melancholy boughs, lose and neglect the creeping hours of time, if ever you have looked on better days, if ever been where bells have knolled to church, if ever sat at any good man's feast, if ever from your eyelids wiped a tear, and know what 'tis to pity and be pitied, then let gentleness my strong portion be, in the which hope I blush and hide my soul.
True it is that we have seen better days, and have with holy Belden knolled the church, and sat at good men's feast, and wiped our eyes of drops that sacred pity hath engendered. Therefore, sit you down in gentleness, and take upon command what help we have, that your wanting may be ministered.
Then forbear your food a little while. Like a dove, I go to find my fawn and give it food. There is an old man who hath after me many a weary step, linked in pure love, till he be first suffice, oppressed with the two weak evils, age and hunger. I will not touch a bit.
Go, seek him out. We will nothing waste till you return.
I thank you, and be blessed for your good comfort.
Thou seest we are not all alone and unhappy. This wide and universal theatre presents more woeful pageants than the scene wherein we play.
All the world's a stage, and all the men and women merely players. They have their exits and their entrances, and in his time a man may play many parts, his acts being 7 ages. The first, the infant mewling and puking in the nurse's arms. The second, the whining schoolboy with satchel on side and bright morning face, creeping like snail, unwillingly to school. Then the lover, sighing like furnace, making woeful ballads to his mistress's eyebrow. Then the soldier, full of strange oaths and bearded like the power, full, jealous in honor, quick in quarrel, and always seeking the bubble reputation, even in the cannon's mouth. Then the justice, with fair round belly and good capon lined, with eyes severe and beard of formal cut, full of wise saws and modern instances. And thus he plays his part. The 6th age shifts into the lean and slippered pantaloon, with pouch on side and spectacles on nose, his youthful hose well saved, a world too wide for his shrunken shank, his big manly voice turning again towards childish treble, pipes and whistles in his sound. Then the 7th age, which ends this strange, eventful history, is second childishness and mere oblivion. Sans eyes, sans teeth, sans taste, sans everything.
Welcome. Set down your venerable burden, and let him feed.
I thank you most for him.
So heavy need. I scarce can speak to thank you for myself.
Welcome. Fall to. I will not trouble you as yet to question you about your fortunes. Give us some music. And good cousin, sing.
Blow, blow, to wind. Blow, blow, wind, to wind. There were not so unkind as man's ingratitude, as man's ingratitude. Thy truth is not so keen, because thou art not seen. Oh, let my friends be rude. Oh, let my friends be rude. And hey, oh, sing hey, oh. Here, most jolly, most friendship is spinning, most lovely mere folly. When hey, oh, lovely, this life is most jolly.
If that you were, the good Sir Roland's son, as you have whispered faithfully you were, and as mine eyes doth its effigies witness, truly limed and living in your face. Be truly welcome hither. I am the Duke that loved your father. The residue of your fortunes. To my cave, tell me. Good old man, thou art right welcome, as thy master is. Support him by the arm. Give me your hand. Let me all your fortunes understand.
Well, you may be wondering what happened there. Orlando was warned of his brother's plot against him and sought refuge in the forest of Arden. At the same time, and seemingly without cause, Duke Frederick banished Rosalind. She decides to seek shelter in the forest of Arden with Celia. They both disguise themselves, Rosalind as the young man Ganymede, and Celia as his shepherdess sister, Aliana. Touchstone, the court fool, goes with them.
Not seen him since, sir. Sir, that cannot be. But were I not the better part made mercy, I should not seek an absent argument of my revenge. Thou present, but look to it. Find out thy brother, wheresoever he is. Seek him with candle, bring him dead or living within this 12 months, or turn thou no more to seek a living in our territory. Thy lands and all things that thou dost call thine, worth Caesar, do we seize into our hands, though thou canst quit thee by thy brother's mouth. Of what we think against thee.
Oh, that your highness knew my heart in this. I never loved my brother in my life.
More villain thou. Well, push him out the doors, and let mine officers of such a nature make extent upon his house and lands. Do this expediently, and turn him going.
Hang there my verse, in witness of my love. And thou, thrice crowned queen of night, survey with thy chaste eye from thy pale sphere above, thy huntress name that my full life doth sway. O Rosalind, these trees shall be my books, and in their barks my thoughts all character, that every eye within this forest looks shall see thy virtue witnessed everywhere. Run, run, Orlando, carve on every tree
not. Now, in respect that it is solitary, I like it very well. But in respect that it is private, it is a very vile life. Now, in respect that it is in the fields, it pleases me well. But in respect that it is not at court, it is tedious. As it is a spare life, look you, it fits my humor well. But as there is no plenty in it, it goes much against my stomach. Hast thou any philosophies in thee, shepherd?
No more, but that I know. The more one sickens, the worse at ease he is. And that he that wants money means, and content is without three good friends, that the property of rain is to wet, and fire to burn, that good pasture makes fat sheep, and a great cause of the night is lack of sun. That he that hath learned no wit by nature, nor art may, complain of good breeding, or come of very dull kindred.
Such a one is a natural philosopher. Who wast ever at court, shepherd?
No, truly.
Then thou art damned.
Nay, I hope.
Nay, truly, thou art damned, like an ill roasted egg, all on one side.
For not being at court? Your reason?
Why? If thou never wast at court, thou never sawest good manners. And if thou never sawest good manners, thou manners are wicked, and wickedness is sin, and sin is damnation. Truly, thou art in a horrible state.
Not a whit touchstone. These that are good manners at the court are as ridiculous in the country as the behavior of the country is most mockable at court. You told me you salute not at the court, but you kiss your hands. That courtesy would be uncleanly if courtiers were shepherds.
Instance. Come, briefly, instance.
And we are still handling our ewes, and their bells, you know, are greasy.
Is not the sweat of men as wholesome as the grease of mutton? Shallow, shallow, a more better instance. Come.
And our hands are hard.
Your lips will feel them sooner. Shallow again, a more subtle instance.
And they are often tarred over with the surgery of our sheep. And would you have us kiss tar? The courtier's hands are perfumed with civet.
Most shallow man, thy worms meet in respect of a good piece of flesh. Indeed, learn this of wise and prepend. Civet is of a baser birth than tar, the very uncleanly flux of a cat. Mend thy instance in thee, shepherd.
You have too courtly a wit for me. I'll rest.
Wilt thou rest, damn? God help thee, shallow man. God make incision in thee. Thou art wrong.
Sir, I'm a true laborer. I earn that I eat, get that I wear. Owe no man hate, envy no man's happiness, glad of other men's good. Content with my harm, and the greatest of my pride is to see my ears graze and my lambs suck.
That is another simple sin in you. To bring the ewes and the rams together, to offer your living by the copulation of cattle, to be bawd by a bellwether, to betray a she-lamb of 12 months to a crooked-pated old cuckoldy ram, out of all reasonable match. If thou beest not damned for this, the devil himself shall have no shepherds. I cannot see else how thou shouldst escape.
Here comes young Master Ganymede, my new mistress's brother.
From the east to western end, no jewel is like Rosalind. Her worth being mounted on the wind, through all the world bears Rosalind. All the pictures fairest light are but black to Rosalind. Let no face be kept in mind but the fair of Rosalind.
I'll rhyme you so 8 years together, dinner and suppers and sleeping hours accepted. That is the right butter woman's rank to market. Out, fool, for a taste. If a heart do like a hind, let him seek out Rosaline. If a cat will offer kind, so be sure will Rosaline. They that reap must sheaf and bind, then to cart will Rosaline. Winter garments must be lined, so must slender Rosaline. Sweet nuts have sour rinds, such a nut is Rosaline. They that sweeten rose will find, lovers prick and Rosaline. These are very foolish verses of gossip. Why do you infect yourself with them?
Peace, you dull fool! I found them on a tree.
Truly, the tree bears bad fruit.
I will graft it with you, and then I shall graft it with a medlar. Then you'll be the earliest fruit in the country, for you'll be rotten or you'll be half ripe, and that's the right virtue of the medlar.
Whether wisely or no, let the forest judge.
Peace! Here comes my sister reading. Stand aside.
Why should this a desert be? For it is unpeopled? No. Tongues I'll hang on every tree, that shall civil sayings show. Somehow brief the life of man runs his erring pilgrimage. The stretching of a span buckles in his sum of age. Some of violated vows twixt the soul of friend and friend, but upon the fairest vows, or at every sentence end, will I Rosalinda write, teaching all that read to know the quintessence of every sprite heaven would it little show. Therefore heaven nature charged, that one body should be filled with all graces wide and large. Nature presently distilled Helen's cheek, but not her part, Cleopatra's majesty, Atalanta's better part, sad Lucretia's modesty. Thus Rosalind of many parts by heavenly synod was devised, of many faces, eyes, and hearts, to have the touches dearest prized. Heaven would that she his gift should have, and I to live and die her slave.
O most gentle Jupiter, what tedious homily of love have you wearied your parishioners withal, and never cried, have patience, good people.
How now? Back, friends. Shepherd, go off a little. Go with him, sirrah.
Come, shepherd, let us make an honorable retreat, though not with bag and baggages, but with scrip and scrimmages.
Didst thou hear all these verses?
Aye, and more too, for some of them had in them more feet than the verses would bear.
That's no matter. The feet might bear the verses.
Aye, but the feet were lame and could not bear themselves without the verse, and therefore stood lamely in the verse.
But didst thou hear without wondering how thy name should be hanged and carved upon all these trees?
I was 7 of the 9 days out of the winter before you came, for look you here what I found in a palm tree. I was never so begrimed since Pythagoras' time that I was an Irish rat, which I can hardly remember.
Trow you who have done this?
Is it a man?
And the chain that you once wore about his neck. Change you color?
I prithee, who is it?
It is a hard matter for friends to meet, but mountains may be removed with earthquakes, and so encountered.
Nay, but who is it?
Is it possible?
I prithee now, with most petitioner vehement, tell me who it is.
Oh, most wonderful, wonderful, and yet again wonderful, wonderful, and after that, out of a whooping!
Good my complexion! Dost thou think since I am caparisoned like a man, that I have dumbness and hose in my disposition? 1 inch of delay more is a south sea of discovery. I prithee tell me who it is quickly,
any mouth of this age's size. To say I and no to these particulars is more than to answer in a catechism.
Aye, but doth he know that I'm in this forest and in man's apparel? Looks he as freshly as he did the day he wrestled?
It is as easy to count atomies as the propositions of a lover. But take a taste of my finding him, and relish it with good observance. I found him under a tree, like a dropped acorn.
It may well be called Job's tree when it drops forth such fruit.
Give the audience good madam. There lay he, stretched along like a wounded ant.
So it be pity to see such a sight, it well becomes the ground.
Cry hollow to thy tongue, I prithee. It curvets unseasonably. He was furnished like a hunter.
Oh, ominous! He comes to kill my heart.
I would sing my song without a burden. Thou bringest me out of tune.
Do you not know that I am a woman? When I think, I must speak. Sweet, say on.
You bring me out. Stop. Comes he not here?
'Tis he! Slip by and look him.
I thank you for your company, but good faith, I would as lief have been myself alone.
Then so had I. But yes, for fashion's sake. I thank you too for your society.
God be with you. Let us meet as little as we can.
I do desire we may be better strangers.
And I pray you mar no more trees with writing love songs in their barks.
I pray you mar no more of my verses with reading them ill-favorably.
Rosalind is your love's name.
Yes, just.
I do not like her name.
It was not thought of pleasing you when she was christened.
What stature is she of?
Just as high as my heart.
Tell me, have you not been acquainted with goldsmiths' wives and conned them of the brains?
Not so, but I answer you right painted cloth from whence you studied your questions.
You have a nimble wit. Will you not sit down with me? We shall rail against our mistress the world and all our misery.
I chide no ruler in the world, but myself, against whom I know most faults.
The worst fault you have is to be in love.
'Tis a fault I would not change for your best virtue. I am weary of you.
By my troth, I was seeking for a fool when I found you.
He is drowned in the brook. Look but in, and you shall see him.
There is just me but my own figure.
I take to be either a fool or a cipher.
I'll tarry no longer with thee. Farewell, Signor Love.
I'm glad of your departure. Adieu, good Monsieur Melancholy.
I will speak to him like a saucy lackey, and under that habit play the knave with him.
Do you hear, Forrester?
Very well. What would you?
I pray you, what is it o'clock?
You should ask me what time of day. There's no clock in the forest.
Then there is no true lover in the forest, else sighing every minute and groaning every hour would detect the lazy foot of time as well as the clock.
And why not the swift foot of time? Had not that been as proper?
By no means, sir. Time travels in diverse paces with diverse persons. I'll tell you who time ambles withal, who time trots withal, who time gallops withal, and who he stands still withal.
I prithee, who doth he trot withal?
Mary, he trots hard with a young maid between the contract of her marriage and the day to solemnize. Though the interim be but a 7 night, time's pace is so hard that it seems the length of 7 years.
Who ambles time withal?
With a priest,
that lacks Latin, and a rich man that hath not the gout. For the one sleeps easily because he cannot study, and the other lives merrily because he feels no pain. The one lacking the burden of lean and wasteful learning, the other knowing no burden of heavy, tedious penury. These time handles withal.
Who doth he gallop withal?
With a thief to the gallows. For though he go as softly as foot can fall, he thinks himself too soon there.
Who stays it still withal?
With lawyers in the vacation, for they sleep between term and term, and then they perceive not how time moves.
But where dwell you, pretty youth?
With this shepherdess, my sister, here in the skirts of the forest, like fringe upon a petticoat.
Are you native of this place?
As the coney that you see dwell where she is kindled.
Your accent is something finer than you could purchase in so remote a dwelling.
I have been told so of many. But indeed, an old religious uncle of mine taught me to speak, who was in his youth an inland man, one that knew courtship too well, for there he fell in love. I have heard him read many lectures against it, and I thank God I am not a woman. To be touched with so many giddy offenses, yet generally taxed on sex withal.
Can you remember any of the principal evils that he laid to the charge of woman?
They were none principal. They were all like one another as half-heads are, each one fault seeming monstrous till its fellow fault came to match it.
I pray thee, recount some of them.
Nay, I will not cast away my physic but on those that are sick. There is a man, haunts the forest, that abuses our young plants by carving Rosalind in their barks, hangs odes upon hawthorns and elegies on brambles, all forsooth deifying the name of Rosalind. If I could meet that fancy monger, I would have some good counsel for him, for he seems to have the quotidian of love upon him.
I am he that is so love-shaken. I pray you, tell me your own.
There is none of my uncle's marks upon you. He taught me how to know a man in love, in which cage of rushes I am sure you are not prisoner.
What were his marks?
A hollow cheek, which you have not. A blue eye and sunken, which you have not. A beard neglected, which you have not. But I pardon you for that, for simply your having a beard is a younger brother, doesn't it? Besides, your bonnet should be unbended, your sleeve untied, your hose ungartered, your shoe unbuttoned, and everything about you demonstrating a careless desolation. But you are no such man. You're rather point device in your accoutrements, as loving yourself than seeming the lover of any other.
Fair youth, I would I could make thee believe I love.
Me believe it? You may as soon make her that you love believe it, which I warrant she is apter to do than to confess she does. That is one of the points in the which women still give the lie to their consciences. But, in good sooth, are you he that writes the verses on the trees wherein Rosalind is so admired?
I swear to thee, youth, by the white hand of Rosalind, that I am he, that unfortunate youth.
But are you so much in love as your rhymes do speak?
Neither rhyme nor reason can express how much.
Love is merely a madness, and I tell you, deserves as well a dark house and a wit as madmen do. The only reason they are not so punished and cured is that the lunacy is so ordinary that the whippers are in love too. Yet I profess curing it by counsel.
Did you ever cure any so?
Yes, one. And in this manner. He was to imagine me, his love, his mistress, and I set him every day to woo me, at time would I, being but a moonish youth, grieve, be effeminate, changeable, longing and liking, proud, fantastical, ape of shadow, inconstant, full of tears, full of smiles, for every passion something, for no passion truly anything, as boys and women are, for the most part, capital of this color. Would now like him, now loathe him, then entertain him, then forswear him, then weep for him, then spit at him, that I drain my suitor from his mad humor of love to a living humor of madness. Woo! To forswear the full stream of the world, and to live in a nook merely monastic, and thus I accuse him. And in this manner will I take it upon me to wash your liver as clean as a sound sheep's heart, that there shall not be one spot of love in it.
I would not cure you.
I would cure you, if you would but call me Rosalind, and come every day to my coat and woo me.
Now, by the faith of my love, I will. Tell me where it is.
Go with me to it, and I'll show it you. And by the way, you should tell me where in the forest you live. Come, sister, will you go?
We now have a brief 15-minute intermission. Despite your confidence, I will reiterate, we have bathrooms to the left over here, downstairs, and men's...
If I, the man, doesn't mind some simple features to attend to.
Features? Lord Warriors, what features?
I am here with the Antigoats, as most capricious poet, honest Ovid was among the gods. When a man verses not be understood, nor a man's good wit seconded with a forward child, understanding it strikes a man more dead than a great reckoning in a little room. Truly, I would the gods could make thee poetical.
I do not know what political is. Is it honest indeed in word? Is it a true thing?
No, truly. The truest poetry is most feigning. Lovers are given to poetry, and what they do swear in poetry, they do say in poetry.
Do you wish, then, the gods had made me poetical?
I do, truly. For thou swearest to me that thou art honest. Now, if thou were a poet, I might some hope in thou distant fame.
Would you not have me chaste and honest?
No, truly. To cast away honesty onto a foul slut is to throw away good meat onto an unclean dish.
I am not a slut. No, I think the gods I am foul.
Well, praise be the gods for thy foulness. Slutishness may come hereafter, but be it as it may be, I will marry thee. And to that end, I have been with Sir Oliver Martex, the victor of the next village, who had promised to meet us in this place of the forest and to couple us.
I would fain see this meeting.
Well, the gods give us joy.
Amen. Amen may, if you are of a fearful heart, stagger in his attempt. For here we have no temple but the woods, no assembly but the horned beasts. But what then? Courage. As horns are odious, they are necessary. It is said, many a man knows no end of his goods. Right. Many a man has good horns and knows no end of them. That is the dowry of his wife. It is not of his own great-eating horn. Even so, poor men alone? No, no. The hugest deer hath them as huge as a rascal. And is the unmarried man therefore blessed? No, as a walled town is more worthy than a village. So is the forehead of a married man more worthy than the bare brow of a bachelor. By so much is a horn more precious than to want. Here comes Sir Oliver Martex. You are well met. We will dispatch us under this tree, or shall we go thee to our chapel?
Is there none here to give the woman?
I will not take her on gift of any man.
Truly, she must be given, or the marriage is not lawful.
Proceed, proceed. I shall give her.
evening, Monsieur, what you call it. How do you do? You are very well met. God ill be for your last companions. I am very glad to see you. Even a Tory has here. Nay, pray, be covered.
Will you be married, Monty?
As the oxen foal, the horses curve, the falcon her bells, so that man hath his desires, so that the pigeons bill, so that wedlock would be nipping.
And will you, being a man of your breeding, be married under a bush like a beggar? Get you to church, find you a good priest who can tell you what marriage is. This man will but join you together as they join wainscot, and then one of you will prove a shrunken panel, and like green timber, warp and warp.
I am not in the mind. I am better to be married of this man than another, for he is not like to marry me well. And not being well married is a good excuse to, here on after, leave my wife.
Now give me and let me counsel thee.
Oh, sweet Audrey, we must be married, or we shall live in Audrey. Farewell, Master Oliver, not oh sweet Oliver, oh pretty Oliver. Leave me not behind me, but wind away, be gone, I say. I will not be wed with thee.
Tis no matter, you're a fantastical maid of them all, shall flout me out of my calling.
Never talk to me, I will weep.
Do I really? But yet have the grace to consider that tears do not become a man.
But have I not cause to weep?
As good cause as one would desire. Therefore weep.
His very hair is of the dissembling color.
Something browner than Judas's. Mary.
His kisses are Judas's own children. In faith, his hair is of a good color.
An excellent color. Your chestnut was ever the only color.
And his kissing is as full of sanctity as the touch of holy bread.
He hath bought a pair of cast lips of Diana. A nun of Winter's sisterhood kisses not more religiously. The very ice of chastity is in them.
But why did he swear he would come this morning and comes not?
Nay, certainly there is no truth in him.
Do you think so?
I think he is not a pick purse, nor a horse stealer, but for his verity and love, I do think him as concave as a covered goblet or a worm-eaten nut.
Not true in love?
Yes, when he is in. But I think he is not in.
You have heard him swear downright he was.
Was is not is. Besides, the oath of a lover is no stronger than the word of a tapster. They are both the confirmers of false reckonings. He attends here in the forest on the Duke your father.
I met with the Duke yesterday and had much question with him.
He asked me of what parentage I was. I said I'm as good as he. So he laughed and let me go. But what talk we of fathers when there is such a man as Orlando?
Oh, that's a brave man. He writes brave verses, speaks brave words, swears brave oaths, and breaks them bravely. Quite traverse. Athwart the heart of his lover, as a puny tilter that spurs his horse but on one side, and breaks his staff like a noble goose. But all's brave, it youth mounts and folly gads. Look who comes here.
Mistress and master, you have often inquired after a shepherd that complained of love. You saw us sitting by me on the turf, praising the proud disdainful shepherdess that wasn't mistress.
Well, what of him?
If you will see a pageant truly played between the pale complexion of true love and the red glow of scorn, go off a little, and I will conduct you, if you will mark it.
Oh, come, let us remove. The sight of lovers feedeth those in love.
Bring us to this sight, and you shall say I'll prove a busy actor in their play.
Sweet Phoebe, do not scorn me. Do not, Phoebe. Say that you love me not, but say not so in bitterness. The common executioner, whose heart the accustomed sight of death makes hard, falls not the axe upon the humbled neck, but first begs pardon. Will you sterner be than he that dies and lives by bloody drops?
I would not be that executioner. I fly thee, for I would not injure thee. Thou tellest me there's murder in mine eye, since pretty sure it's very probable that eyes that are the frailest and softest of things, who shut their tower gates are enemies, should be called tyrants, butchers, murderers. Now, I do frown on thee with all my heart, and if mine eyes can wound, now let them kill thee. Now, counterfeit his wound, why not fall down? Or if thou canst not, oh, for shame, by not to say mine eyes are murderers. Now show the wound my eye hath made in thee, scratch thee with a pin, and there remains some scar, but lean upon a rush. The seeker tries to have capable of pressure thy palms so moments keep. But now mine eyes which I have darted at thee, hurt thee not, nor I'm sure there's no force in eyes that can do hurt.
Oh, dear Phoebe, if ever, as that ever may be near, you be in some fresh cheek the power of fancy, then shall you know the wounds invisible that love's keen arrows make.
But till that time, come not thou near me, and when that time comes, afflict me with thy mocks. Pity me not, as till that time I shall not pity
And why, I pray you? Who might be your mother, that you insult, exalt, and all at once over the wretched? What though you have no beauty, as by my faith I see no more in you than without candle may go dark to bed? Must you therefore be proud and pitiless? Why, what means this? Why look you so on me? On to my little life, I think she means to tangle my eyes too. No, that proud mistress, hope not after it. 'Tis not your inky brow, your black silk hair, your bugle eyeballs, or your cheek of cream that can tame my spirits to your worship. You foolish shepherd, wherefore do you follow her, like foggy south, puffing with wind and rain? You are 1,000 times a properer man than she a woman. It is not her glass, but you that flatters her, and out of you she sees herself more proper than any of her lineaments could show her. But, mistress, know yourself, down on your knees, and thank heaven, fasting for a good man's love. For I must tell you, friendly in your ear, sell when you can, you are not for all markets. Rise, man, first. Love him. Take his offer. Foul is most foul, being foul to be a scoffer. So take her to thee, shepherd. Fare you well.
Good shepherd, I pray you, chide a year together. I had rather hear you chide than this man woo.
He's fallen in love with your foulness. And she'll fall in love with my anger. If it be so, as fast as she answers thee with frowning looks, I'll sauce her with bitter words. Why look you so on me?
For no ill will I bear you.
I pray you do not fall in love with me, for I'm falser than vows made in wine. Besides, I like you not. Oh. Oh. If you will know my house, 'tis at the tuft of olives here hard by. Come, sister, will you go? Shepherd, ply her heart. Come, sister. Shepherdess, look on him better. Though all the world could see, none could be so abused in sight as he. Come to our flock.
That shepherd that John might, who will love not love at first sight.
Sweet Phoebe,
Wouldst thou say, Sylvius?
sweet Phoebe, pity me.
Why, I'm sorry for thee, gentle Sylvius.
Wherever sorrow is, relief would be. If you do sorrow at my grief and love, by giving love, your sorrow and thy grief were both exterminate.
Thou hast my love. Is not that neighborly?
I would have you.
Why, that were covetousness. Sylvius, the times that I hated thee, and yet is not thy verily love, but thou canst talk of love so well. Thy company which erstward irksome to me, I will endure, and employ thee too. But do not look for further recompense than thine of gladness when thou art employed.
So holy and so perfect is my love, and I, such a poverty of grace, would think it a most plenteous crop to glean the broken ears behind the men the maid harvesters. Loose, now and then, a scattered smile, and that I'll live upon.
Do you know that you that spoke to me a while?
Not very well, though I have met him oft. He hath bought the cottage in the bounds the old Carlos was master of.
Think not I love him, though I ask for him. 'Tis the peevish boy. Yet he talks well, but what I care for words. Yet words do well when he that speaks them pleases those that hear. 'Tis a pretty, not very pretty, but sure he's proud. And yet his pride becomes of him. He'll make a proper man, riper and more lusty red than that mixed in his cheek. 'Twas just a difference betwixt the constant red and mingled the mask. There be some woman, Sylvius, had they marked him and parted as I did, would have gone near to fall in love with him. But for my part, I love him not, nor hate him not. But I for cause to hate him than to love him. For what hath he do to chide at me? He said mine eyes were black, and my hair black. And now I remember, scorned at me, I marvel why I answer not again. But that's all one. Omittances, no quitters. I'll write to him a very taunting letter, and thou shalt bear it. Wilt thou, Sylvius?
Phoebe, with all my heart.
I'll write straight. The matter's in my head and in my heart. I'll be bitter with him the passing short. Go with me, Sylvius.
Okay, what's happened so far? Where are
In the forest of Arden, the weary cousins happened upon a Sylvius, a lovesick shepherd, in the act of declaring his feelings for Phoebe, a scornful shepherdess. Ganymede bought the lease to the property of an old shepherd, and Ganymede and Eliana set up a home in the forest. Not far away and unaware of the newcomers, Duke Senior is living a simple outdoor life with his fellow exiles, courtiers, and huntsmen. Their merriment was interrupted by the arrival of Orlando, who sought the nourishment for himself and his servant. The two men are welcomed by the outlaw courtiers. Ganymede and Eliana find verses addressed to Rosalind hung on the forest branches by Orlando. Ganymede found Orlando and proposed to cure Orlando of his love. To do this, Orlando must woo Ganymede as if he were Rosalind, even though he really is Rosalind. Orlando consented and visits Ganymede, or Rosalind, every day for his lessons. In the meantime, the shepherdess Phoebe has fallen for Ganymede, while the shepherd Sylvius still pursues her. Furthermore, Touchstone, the court fool, has dazzled a country girl Audrey with his courtly manners. Audrey deserted her young suitor, William, for him.
I prithee, pretty youth, let me be better acquainted with thee.
They say you're a melancholy fellow.
Indeed I am. I do love it better than laughing.
Those that are in extremity of either are abominable fools and betray themselves to every modern censure worse than drunkards.
Why, 'tis good to be sad and say nothing.
Why then 'tis good to be a post.
I have neither the scholar's melancholy, which is emulation, nor the musician's, which is fantastical, nor the courtier's, which is proud, nor the soldier's, which is ambitious, nor the lawyer's, which is politic, nor the lady's, which is nice, nor the lover's, which is all these, but is a melancholy of mine own, compounded of many symbols and extracted from many objects, and indeed the sundry contemplations of my travels, in which my often ruminations wrap me in a most humorous sadness.
A traveler. By my faith, you have great reason to be sad. I fear you have sold your lands to see other men's. Then to have seen much and to have nothing is to have rich eyes and poor hands.
Yes, I have gained my experience.
And your experience makes you sad. I'd rather have a fool to make me merry than experience to make me sad. To travel for it, too.
Good day and happiness, dear Rosalind.
Nay then, God be with you, and let you talk in blank verse.
Farewell, Monsieur Melancholy. Look, you lisp and wear strange suits, disable all the benefits of your own country. Be out to
Orlando. Where have you been all this while? And you served me such another trick, never come in my sight more.
My fair Rosalind, I come within an hour of my promise.
Break an hour's promise in love! He that will divide a minute into 1,000 parts, and breaks but a part of the 1,000 parts of a minute in the affairs of love. It may be said of him that Cupid hath clapped him on the shoulder, but I'll warrant him heart whole.
Pardon me, dear Rosalind.
Nay, and you be so tardy, come no more in my sight. I had as lief be wooed of a snail.
Of a snail.
Aye, of a snail. For though he comes slowly, he carries his house on his head. A better jointer, I think, than you make a woman. Besides, he brings his destiny with him.
And what's that?
Why, horns, which such as you are fain to be beholden to your wives for. But he comes armed in his fortune and prevents the slander of his wife.
Virtue is no horn maker, and my Rosalind is virtuous.
And I am your Rosalind.
It pleases him to call you so, but he hath a Rosalind of better leer than you.
Come, woo me, woo me. For now I am in a holiday humor and like enough to consent. What would you say to me now if I were your very, very Rosalind?
I would kiss before I spoke.
Oh.
Nay, you were better speak first. When you are gravelled for lack of matter, you might take occasion to kiss. Very good orators, when they're out, they will spit. And for lovers lacking, God warn us, matter, the cleanliest chip is to kiss.
And how if the kiss be denied?
Why then she puts you to entreaty, and there begins new matter.
Who could be apt, being before his beloved mistress?
Mary, that should you if I were your mistress, or I would think my honesty ranker than my wit.
What is my suit?
Not out of your apparel, and yet out of your suit. And not I, your Rosalind?
I take some joy to say you aren't, because I would be talking of her.
Well then, in her person I say, I will not have you.
Then, in mine own person, I die.
No! Nay! Die by attorney. This poor world is almost 6,000 years old, and in all that time, there was not any man died in his own person, Vitalis, in a love cause. Troilus had his brains dashed out with a Grecian club, yet he did what he could to die before, and he is one of the patterns of love. Leander. Now he would have lived many a fair year, though hero had turned none, had it not been for a hot midsummer night. For, good youth, he went but forth to wash him in the Hellespont, and being taken with the cramp, was drowned. And the foolish chroniclers of that age found him as hero of Sestos. But these are all lies. Men have died from time to time, and worms have eaten them, but not for love.
I would not have my right Rosalind of this mind, for our protester from might kill me.
By this hand, it will not kill a fly. But come, now I will be your Rosalind, in a more coming on disposition, and ask me what you will, I will grant it.
Then love me, Rosalind.
Yes, faith, will I, Fridays and Saturdays and all.
And wilt thou have me?
I am 20 such.
What sayest thou?
Are you not good?
I hope so.
Why then, can one desire too much of a good thing? Come, sister, you shall be the priest and marry us. Give me your hand, Orlando. I cannot say the words. You must begin, will you, Orlando?
Will you, Orlando, have to wife this Rosalind?
but when?
Why, now. As fast as she can marry.
Then you must say, I do take thee, Rosalind, for what?
I do take thee, Rosalind, for life.
And my next is your commission. But I do take thee, Orlando, to be my husband. And there's a girl goes before the priest, and certainly a woman's thought runs before her actions.
So do all thoughts. They are winged.
Now, tell me how long you will have her after you have possessed her.
Forever and a day.
Say a day without the ever. No, Orlando. Men are April when they woo, December when they wed. Maids are May when they are maids, but the sky changes when they are wives. I will be more jealous of thee than a Barbary cock pigeon over his hen, more clamorous than a parrot against rain, more newfangled than an ape, more giddy in my desires than a monkey. I will weep for nothing, like Diana in the fountain, and that when thou art inclined to be married. And I will laugh like a hyena, and that when thou art disposed to sleep.
But will my Rosalind do so?
By my life, she will do as I do.
Oh, but she is wise.
Aye, or else she could not have the wit to do this, the wiser the waywarder. Make the doors upon a woman's wit, 'twill out of the casement. Stop that, 'twill out of the keyhole. Stop that, 'twill out with the smoke of the chimney.
A man that had a wife with such a wit might say, wit withered wilt.
Nay, you might keep that check for it till you met your wife's wit going to your neighbor's bed.
What wit could wit have to excuse that?
Married, to say she came to seek you there. You shall never take her without her answer, unless thou take her without her tongue. Oh, that woman that cannot make her fault her husband's occasion, let her never nurse her child herself, for she will breed it like a fool.
For these 2 hours, my Rosalind, I will leave thee.
Alas, dear love, I cannot lack thee 2 hours.
I must attend the Duke at dinner. By 2 o'clock, I will be here with thee again.
Aye, go your ways. I knew what you would prove. My friends told me as much and I thought no less. 'Twas that flattering tongue of yours won me. 'Tis the one castaway and so, come, death.
2 o'clock is your hour? Yes, sweet Rosalind.
By my troth. And in good sooth. And so, God mend me. And I will pretty oaths that are not dangerous. If you break one jot of your promise, or come 1 minute behind your hour, I will think you the most pathetical break promise, and the most hollow lover, and the most unworthy of her you grow, Rosalind, that may be chosen out of the gross band of the unfaithful. Therefore, beware my censure, and keep your promise.
With no less religion than wert thou indeed my Rosalind. So adieu.
Well, time is the old justice that does examine all such offenders, and let time try. Adieu. You have simply misused our sex in your love crate. We must have your jumpers and your hose plucked over your head and show the world the bird hath done to her own nest. Oh, cuz. My pretty little cuz. That thou knewest how many fathoms deep I am in love. But it cannot be sounded. My affection hath an unknown bottom, like the Bay of Portugal.
Or rather bottomless. That as soon as you pour affection in, it runs out.
No. That same wicked bastard of Venus, that was begot of thought, conceived of spleen, and born of madness, that blind, rascally boy, that abuses everyone's eyes because his own are out, let him be judged how deep I am in love.
I'll tell thee, Aliana. I cannot be out of the sight of Orlando. I'll go find a shadow and sigh till he come.
Then I'll sleep.
Which is he that killed the deer?
Sir, it was I!
Then let us present him to the Duke and have a holy It is well to set the thorns upon his head as a branch of victory. Come, Forester, have you no song for this occasion?
Yes, sir.
Well then, sing it. It matters not how it be in tune, as long as it makes noise enough.
What shall he have that killed the deer? His leather skin and horns to wear, and sing him home, the rest shall bear his burden. Take now no scorn to wear the horn, it was the crest ere thou wast born, thy father's father wore it, and thy father wore it. The horn, the lusty horn, is not a thing to laugh to scorn. How say you now? Is it not past 2 o'clock? And here much Orlando.
I warrant you, with pure love and troubled brain, he hath taken his bow and arrows and is gone forth to sleep. Who comes here?
My errand is to you, fair youth. My gentle Phoebe to bid me give you this. I know not the contents, but as I guess by the stern brown waspish action which he did use while writing of it, it bears an angry tenor. Pardon me, I am but as a guiltless messenger.
Patience herself would startle at this letter and play the swagger. Bear this, bear all. She says I am not fair, that I lack manners. She calls me proud, and that she could not love me were manners rare as Phoenix. Odds my life, her love is not the hare I do hunt. Why writes she so to me? Well, shepherd, well, this is a letter of your own device.
No, I protest. Phoebe did write it.
Come, you are a fool, and turned it to the extremity of love. I saw her hand, she has a leather in her hand, a freestone-colored hand. I verily did think her old gloves were on, but 'twas her hand. She has a housewife's hand. But that's no matter. I say, she never did write this letter. This is a man's invention, and this is hand.
Sure it is hers.
Why? 'Tis a boisterous and a cruel style, a style for challengers. Why, she defies me like Turk to Christian. Women's gentle brain could not drop forth such giant rude inventions of Ethiop words, blacker in their effects than their countenance. Wilt thou hear the letter?
So please you, for I have not heard it yet heard too much of Phoebe's cruelty.
She Phoebes me. Mark how the tyrant writes.
Art thou God to shepherd turn, that a maiden's heart hath burned?
Can a woman rail thus?
Call you thus railing?
Whilst the eye of man did wound me, that could do no vengeance to me, meaning me a beast, if the scorn of your bright eye
Hath power to raise such love in mine, alack
in mild aspect. Whilst thou chid me, I did love. How then might your prayers move? He that brings his love to thee, little knows this love in me. And by him seal up thy mind, whether that thy youth and kind will the faithful offer take of me and all that I can make. Or else by him my love deny, and then I'll study how to die. Call you this chiding? Alas, poor shepherd, do you pity him? No, he deserves no pity. Wilt thou love such a woman? What, to make thee an instrument to play false strings on thee? Well, go your ways to her, for I see love hath made thee a tame snake, and say this to her. If she love me, I charge her to love thee. If she will not, I will never have her unless thou entreat for her. If you be a true lover, hence, and no more, for here comes more company.
Good morrow, fair ones. Pray you, if you know where in the purlieus of this forest stands a sheepcote fenced about with olive trees.
West of this place, down in the neighbor bottom, the rank of oak trees by the murmuring stream, left on your right hand brings you to the place. But at this hour the house shall keep itself, there is none within.
If that I may profit by a tongue, then should I know you by description. Such garments and such years. The boy is fair, of female favor, and bestows himself like a wife sister. The woman low and browner than her brother. Are not you the owner of the house I did inquire for?
It is no boast being asked to say that we are.
Orlando commends him to you both, and to that shepherd youth he calls his Rosalind. He sends this bloody napkin. Are you he?
I am. What must we understand by this?
Some of my shame. If you would know me, what man I am, and how and why and where this may be stayed.
I pray you, tell it.
When last thing Orlando parted from you, he left you with a promise to return again within an hour. And pacing through the forest, chewing the food sweet and bitter fancy, lo, what befell! He threw his eye aside and marked what object did present itself. Under an old oak whose boughs were mossed with age, and high-top bald with dry antiquity, a wretched, ragged man, overgrown with hair, lay sleeping on his back. About his neck, a green and gilded snake had wreathed itself, who with her head, nimble in threats, approached the opening of his mouth. Then suddenly, seeing Orlando, it did unlink itself. With indented glides, it slip away into a bush, under which bush's shade, a lioness, with udders all drawn dry, lay couching head on the ground with cat-like watch, when that the sleeping man should stir. For 'tis the royal disposition of that beast to prey on nothing that was seen as dead. This scene, Orlando did approach the man, and found it was his brother, his elder brother.
I have heard him speak of that same brother, and he did render him the most unnatural that lived amongst men.
And well he might so do, for well I know he was unnatural.
But to Orlando, did he leave him there, food to the sucked and hungry lioness?
Twice did he turn his back and purpose so. But kindness, nobler ever than revenge, and nature stronger than his just occasion, made him give battle to the lioness, who quickly fell before him, in which, hurtling from miserable slumber, I awaked.
Art thou his brother?
Was it you he rescued?
Was it you that did so often strive to kill him?
'Twas I, but 'tis not I. I do not shame to tell thee what I was, since my conversion so sweetly tastes, being the thing I am.
But to the bloody napkin.
By and by, when from the first to last betwixt us two, tears our countenance most kindly bathed, as how I came into that desert place. In brief, he led me to the gentle Duke, who gave me fresh array of entertainment, committing me unto my brother's love, who led me instantly unto his cave. There stripped himself, and here upon his arm, the lioness had torn some flesh away, which all this while had bled. And now he fainted, and cried in fainting upon Rosalind. Brief, I recovered him, bound his wounds, and in some small space, being strong at heart, he led me hither to thee. He sent me hither to thee, stranger as I am, to tell this story, that you might excuse his broken promise, and to give this bloody napkin to the shepherd youth that he in sport doth call his Rosalind.
What? How now? Get it? So get it!
Many will swoon when they do look on blood.
There is more in it. Cousin, get it!
Look, he recovers.
I would I were at home.
We'll lead you thither. Sir, will you take him by the arm?
Be of good cheer, youth. You a man, you lack a man's heart.
I do, I confess it. Ah, sir, thought he would think this was well counterfeited. I pray you, tell your brother how well I counterfeited.
This was not counterfeit, for there's too great a testimony in your complexion that is a passion of earnest.
It counterfeit, I assure you.
Well then, take good heart, and counterfeit to be a man.
I do so, I confess it. But in faith, I should have been a woman by right.
Come, you look paler and paler. Pray you draw homewards. Good sir, go with us.
That will I, for I must bear answer back how you excuse my brother. Rosalind?
I will devise something. I pray you commend my counterfeiting to him. Will you go?
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my!
When Duke Frederick heard Orlando disappeared at the same time as Rosalind and Celia, he ordered Oliver into the forest to seek his brother. In the forest, Orlando saved Oliver's life, injuring his arm in the process. Oliver ran into Ganymede and Aliena in the forest and related this news. Rosalind, disguised as Ganymede, was overcome with her feelings for Orlando. Celia, disguised as Aliena, and Oliver quickly fell in love with one another. Rosalind decided that it was time to end her game with Orlando and devised a plan in which everyone will get married.
We shall find a time, gentle Audrey. Patience, gentle Audrey.
Say, the priest was good enough for all the old gentlemen saying.
A most vile Martex, Audrey. A most wicked Sir Oliver. But Audrey, there's a young youth here laid claim to you.
I know who he is. He hath no interest in me in the world. Here comes the man you need.
It is meet and drink to see a clown. We that have good wits have much to answer for. We shall be flouting, we cannot hold it.
Good evening, Audrey. Good evening, William.
Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, gentle friend. Cover thy head. Nay, prithee, be covered. How old are you, friend?
5 and 20, sir.
A ripe age. Is thy name William?
William.
A fair name. Was born in the forest here.
Aye, sir, I thank God.
Thank God, a good answer. Art thou rich?
Faith, sir, so-so.
So-so is good, very excellent good. And yet it is not. It is but
himself to be wise, and the wise man knows himself to be a fool. The heathen philosopher, when he had a desire to eat a grape, would open his lips and putting it into his mouth, meaning therefore that lips were made to open and grapes to eat. Do you love this maid?
I do, sir.
Give me your hand, art thou learned?
No, sir.
Then learn this of me. To have is to have, for as a figure of ritual that drink, being poured out of a glass into a cup, by filling one doth empty the other. Now, all your writers do consent that Ipsy is he. Now you are not Ipsy, for I am he.
What's he, sir?
He that must marry this woman. Therefore, you clown, abandon, which in the vulgar lead, the society, which in the boorish is company of this female, which in the common is woman, or thou perishest, or die better understanding, die, or to wit, I kill thee, translate thy life unto death, thy liberty unto bondage. I will deed thee with poison, or in bastinado, or in steel. I will ban thee with infection. I will Eeyore turn thee with policy. I will kill thee 150 ways. Therefore tremble and depart.
Do good, William.
I will press you marry, sir.
Our master and mistress seeks you. Come away. Away.
Trip Audrey. I attend. I attend.
Is it possible that on so little acquaintance you should like her? That, but see, you should love her, and loving woo, and wooing she should grant. And will you persevere to enjoy her?
Neither call the giddiness of it in question. The poverty of her, the small acquaintance, my sudden wooing, nor her sudden consenting. But say with me, I love Aliena. Say with her that she loves me. Consent with both that we may enjoy each other. It shall be to your good. For all my father's house, and all the revenue that was old Sir Rollins, will I estate upon you. And here live and die a shepherd.
You have my consent. Let your wedding be tomorrow. Whither will I invite the Duke and all contented followers? Go you and prepare Aliena. For look you, here comes my offer. God save you, brother.
And you, fair sister.
Alas, my dear Orlando, how it grieves me to see thee wear thy heart in a scarf.
It is my arm.
I have thought thy heart has been wounded with the claws of a lion.
Wounded it is, but with the eyes of a blade.
Did your brother tell you how I counterfeited to swoon when you showed me your handkerchief?
Aye, greater wonders than that.
Oh, I know where you are. Nay, there was never anything so sudden but the fight of two lambs, and Caesar's prosodical brag of I came, I saw, and overcame. For your brother and my sister no sooner met but they looked, no sooner looked but they loved, no sooner loved but they sighed, no sooner sighed but they asked one another the reason, no sooner knew the reason but they sought a remedy, and in these degrees have they made a pair of stairs to marriage, which they will climb incontinent, or else be incontinent before marriage. They're in the very wrath of love. Clubs cannot part them.
They shall be married tomorrow. And I will bid the Duke to the nuptials. But oh, how bitter a thing it is to look into happiness through another man's eyes. By so much the more shall I tomorrow be at the height of heart heaviness and making my brother happy and having what he wishes for.
Why then? Tomorrow I cannot serve your turn for Rosalind?
I can live no longer by thinking.
I will weary you then no longer with idle talking. Know of me then, for now I speak to some purpose, that I know that you are a gentleman of good conceit. I speak not this that you should bear a good opinion of my knowledge, in so much I say I know you are, neither do I labor for a greater esteem than may in some little measure draw belief from you to do yourself good and not to grace me. Believe then, if you please, that I can do strange things.
That's true.
I have, since I was 3-year-old, conversed with a magician, most profound in his art and yet not damnable. If you do love Rosalind so near the heart as your gesture cries it out, tomorrow, when your brother marries Aliena, shall you marry her. I know into what straits of fortune she is driven, and it is not impossible to me, if it seem not inconvenient to you, to send her before your eyes tomorrow, human as she is and without any danger.
Speakest thou in sober meetings?
By my life I do, which I tender dearly, though I say I'm a magician. Therefore, put you in your best array, bid your friends, for if you will be married tomorrow, you shall, and to Rosalind if you will. Oh, look, here comes a lover of mine and a lover of hers.
You have done me much ungentleness to show the letter that I wrote to you.
I care not if I have. It is my study to seem despiteful and ungentle to you. You are there followed by a faithful shepherd. Look upon him, love him, he worships you.
Good shepherd, tell this youth what 'tis to love.
It is to be all made of sighs and tears, and so am I for Phoebe.
I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman. It is to be all made of faith and service, and so am I for Phoebe.
And I for Ganymede.
And I for Rosalind.
And I for no woman. It is to be all made of fantasy, all made of passion, and all made of wishes, all adoration, duty, and observance, all humbleness, all patience and impatience, all purity, all trial, and all observance, and so am I for Phoebe's.
And so am I for Ganymede.
And so am I.
And so am I for no woman. If this be so, why blame me to love you?
If this be so, why blame you me to love you?
If this be so, why blame me to love you?
Why do you speak too? Why blame you me to love you?
To her that is not here, nor doth hear.
Pray you no more of this, besides the howling of Irish wolves against the moon. I will help you if I can. I would love you if I could. Tomorrow meet me all together. I will marry you, if ever I marry a woman, and I'll be married tomorrow. I will satisfy you, if ever I satisfy man, and you shall be married tomorrow. I will please you, if what pleases you contents you, and you shall be married tomorrow. As you love Rosalind, meet. As you love Phoebe, meet. And as I love no woman, I'll meet. So fare you well, I have left you commands. I'll not fail if I live. sure we will be married.
And I do desire it with all my heart. But I do hope it is not a dishonest desire to be a woman of the world. Here comes some of the vanished Duke's pages.
Well met, honest gentlemen. By my troth, well met. Come, sit, a song.
We are for you. Sit in the middle.
Oh!
Shall we clap into it proudly, without honking or spitting, or saying we are horse, which are the only prolix suits of that voice?
In faith, and both in a tune like two gypsies on a horse. Was a lover and his last, with a hay and a hoe and a hay honey no, that o'er the green cornfield did pass in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding 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 ding, sweet lovers of the spring, the acres of the rye, with a hay and a hoe and a hay nonny no. These pretty country folk
would lie
in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding ding ding, sweet lovers of the spring. They began that hour, with a hay and a hoe and a hay honey. Oh, that was but a flower in springtime, the only pretty ring time, when birds do sing, hey, ding ding ding, sweet lovers love the spring.
Truly, young gentlemen, though there was a great ditty in the matter, I found the note was very untunable.
You are deceived, sir. We lost not our time. We kept our time.
By my troth, yes, I count it but time lost to hear such a foolish song. God be with thee, and God and thy voices. God be.
Dost thou remember, Orlando, that this boy can do all that he hath promised?
I sometimes do believe, and sometimes do not, as those that fear they hope and know they fear.
Patience once more while our compact is urged. You say, if I bring in your Rosalind, you will bestow her on Orlando here.
That would I, had I kingdoms to give with her.
You say you will have her when I bring her.
That would I, were I of all kingdoms, king.
You say that you'll marry me if I be willing.
That will I, should I die the hour after.
But if you do refuse to marry me, you will give yourself to this most faithful shepherd.
Serves the bargain.
You say you'll have Phoebe if she be willing.
Go to have her in death for both one thing.
I have promised to make this matter all even. Keep you your word, O Duke, to give your daughter. You yours, Orlando, to receive his daughter. Keep you your word, Phoebe, that you'll marry me. But if you do refuse to marry me, you will wed the shepherd. Keep you your word that you will have Phoebe if she refuses me. And from hence I go to make these doubts all even.
I do remember in this shepherd boy some lively touches of my daughter's favor.
My lord, the first time that I saw him, methought he was a brother to your daughter. But, my good lord, this boy is forest-born, and hath been tutored in the rudiments of many desperate studies by his uncle, whom he reports to be a great magician, obscured in the circle of this forest.
Surely there is another flood world and these couples are coming to the ark. Here are a pair of very strange beasts which in all tongues are called fools.
Salutations and greetings to you all.
Bid him welcome, my lord. This is the motley-minded gentleman that I have so oft met in the forest. He hath been a courtier, he swears.
If any man doubt that, let him put me to my purgation. I have trot a measure, I have flattered a lady, I have been polite with my friends, smooth with my enemies. I have undone 3 tailors, I have had 4 quarrels, and like to have fought one.
And how was that taken up?
We fought and quarreled was upon the 7th cause.
How 7th cause? Good, my lord, like this fellow.
I like him very well.
Oh, sir, I desire you of your like. I have praised in here, amongst the rest of your country, copulatives, to swear and to forswear, according as marriage binds and blood breaks. A poor virgin, sir, an ill-favored thing. Sir, a poor humor of mine to take that no man else will. Rich honesty dwells in a miser, a poor home, your pearls and your foul oysters.
By my faith, he is very swift and sententious.
But for the 7th cause, how was it that the quarrel was found upon the 7th cause?
Sir, we quarreled in print, by the book, as you have books for good manners. I will name you the degrees. I sent him word if he sent me word it was not well cut. This is called the lie circumstant. This is called the retort courteous. If again he sent me word it was not well cut, he would send me word he cut it to please himself. This is called the quip modest. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, I spake not true. This is called the reply churlish. If again it was not well cut, he would answer, thou spake not true. This is called the proof valid. And if again it was not well cut,
he would say a lie. This is called the countercheck quarrelsome. And so to the lie circumstantial and the lie direct.
And how oft did you say his beard was not well cut?
I durst not give him the lie circumstantial, nor he durst give me the lie direct. So we measured swords, and he parted.
Can you nominate in order now the degrees of the lie?
Sir, we quarreled in print, by the book. As you have books for good manners, I will name you the degrees. The first, the retrot courteous. The second, the quip modest. The third, the reply churlish. The fourth, the proof valiant. The fifth, the countercheck quarrelsome. The seventh, the sixth, lie circumstantial. The seventh, the lie direct. Now, all of these you may avoid but the lie direct. And you may avoid that too with an if. Now, I knew when 7 justices were met together, and could not take up a quarrel. And when the parties met themselves, one of them thought of an if. Now, if you say so, then I say so. And they swore brothers and shook hands. Your if is the only peacemaker, much virtue in it.
Is this not a rare fellow, my lord? He's as good at anything, and yet still a fool.
He uses his folly like a stalking horse, and under the presentation of that, he shoots his wit.
And there is mirth in heaven, when earthly things may even atone together. Good Duke, receive thy daughter. Hymen from heaven brought her, nearly brought her hither. Thou mightest join her hand with his, whose heart within his bosom is.
To you I give myself, for I am yours. To you I give myself, for I am yours.
If there be truth in sight, you are my daughter.
If there be truth in sight, you are my Rosalind.
If sight and shape be true, why then my love do?
I'll have no father if you be not he. I'll have no husband if you be not he. Nor ne'er wed woman if you be not she.
Peace, how I bar confusion, 'tis I must make conclusion of these most strange events. Here's 8 that must take hands to join in Hymen's bands, if truth holds true contents. You and Juno cross your part. You and you are heart and heart. You to his love must accord, or have a woman to your lord. You and you are shared together, as winter to foul weather. Whiles at wedlock hymn we sing, feed yourselves with questioning. What reason wonder may diminish, how thus we meet, and these things finish.
Wedding is great Juno's crown, oh blessed bond of board and bed, 'tis Hymen's people's every town. High wedlock then be honor and honor, high honor and renown to Hymen, God of every town.
Oh, my dear niece. Welcome thou art to me, even daughter. Welcome in no less degree.
I will not be thy
words now thou art mine. Thy faith my fancy to thee doth combine.
Let me have audience for a word. I am the second son of old Sir Roland, that bring these tidings to this fair assembly. Duke Frederick, hearing how every day men of great worth resorted to this forest, addressed a mighty power, which were on foot in his own conduct, to put his brother here to the sword, and to the skirts of this wild wood he came. Whereupon, meeting with an old religious man, after some question with him, was converted. Both from his enterprise and from the world. His crown bequeathing to his banished brother, and all their lands restored to them again, that were with him exiled. This to be true, I do engage my life.
Welcome, young man. Thou offerest fairly to thy brother's wedding. To one his lands withheld, to the other a land itself at large, a potent dukedom. First in this forest, led us to those ends that here were well begun and well begot. And after, every of this happy number that hath endured shrewd days and nights with us in the forest, shall share in the good of our returned fortune, according to the measure of their states. Meantime, forget this new-fallen dignity, and fall into rustic revelry, you brides and bridegrooms all, with measure heaped in joy to the measure's fall.
Sir, by your patience, if I did hear you rightly, the old Duke hath put on a religious life and thrown into neglect the pompous court.
Yeah.
To him will I. Of these convertites, there is much to be heard and learned. You, to your former honor, I bequeath. Your patience and your virtue well deserves it. You, to a love that your true faith doth merit. You, to a land, your love and great allies. You, to a long and well-deserved bed. And you, to your friendlies, for thy loving voyage is but for 2 months' victual. So to your pleasures, I for other than dancing measures.
Stay, John, stay.
To see no pastime I, what you'll have, I'll stay to know at your abandoned cave.
Proceed, proceed. We'll begin these rites, as we do trust they'll end in true delight.
It is not the fashion to see the lady the epilogue, but it is no more unhandsome than to see the lord the prologue. If it be true that good wine needs no bush, then it is true that a good play needs no epilogue. Yet, to good wine they do use good bushes, and good plays often prove the better by the help of good epilogues. What a case am I in then, that am neither a good epilogue, nor cannot insinuate with you on behalf of a good play? To beg will not become me. I'm not furnished like a beggar. My way is to conjure you, and I'll begin with the women. I charge you, O women, for the love you bear to men, to like as much of this play as please you. And I charge you, O men, for the love that you bear to women, as I perceive by your simpering, none of you hates them, that between you and the women the play may please. If I were a woman, I would kiss as many of you as had complexions that pleased me, beards that liked me, and breaths that I defied not. And I am sure that as many of you as have good complexions, and good beards, and sweet breaths will, for my kind offer, when I make courtesy, bid me farewell.
Custom to allow the actors to come and mingle with you for a few moments if you would like that. If not, say nay and we'll send them away.